All right, here we go.
Hey everybody, and we're back. And so now we have Noah Smith with mentoring, our National Vice Chief. Can you turn up your volume and see if it's working? See if we can hear Noah. What? Okay. Blue hair and Lodge. What?
All right. So sorry, everyone, for the delays on everything. We had a few technical difficulties working with the live stream, everything. I believe that they're still trying to live stream as well. But we're going to go ahead and get started. I know that we're going a little bit later. But I really encourage you guys just to ask questions at any point, whether you submit it through Facebook or you can just put it in the chat here on Zoom. We will get those questions answered towards the end, any kind of questions that you may have. But yeah, so this is going to be session 3 over mentoring, retention, and growth. Right. So originally I put mentoring as the title there, but I really want to focus on mentoring, retention, and growth. To break that up a little bit. So moving forward, our learning outcomes. So explain the importance of membership retention, demonstrate what opportunities are available in assisting a lodge with increasing membership retention, and then guide the participants in determining which methods to use in their lodge, and then enable airmen to apply one or more of these methods in their lodge to improve membership retention. So I want to start off with a little bit of brief background on somebody that mentored me growing up. So one of the big mentors in my life is David Hubbard. He's a little bit older than me. This is a picture of us. This is at my first conclave. Yes, bear with me. I know I look at my hair and everything. Yeah, but I was right beside David Hubbard after we got an award, and we were just sitting there. And David Hubbard, he was a true inspiration to me because he taught me what it was to be like a servant leader, right? He was always one of those people that was a really hardworking person. If you asked him to do something, like it was going to get done. It doesn't really matter what it was, right? He was always there, helping people, always somebody that other people in the lodge looked up to, especially me growing up and everything. So he's always that first person. He was the first person to be the section secretary in a long time for my lodge. So he did a lot of phenomenal and great things. He told me a lot of words of wisdom moving forward. But David was a phenomenal mentor to me growing up, and it's really important. That's really what I want to talk about in this session is the value of mentoring, right, and mentoring retention and growth. The way David Hubbard mentored me helped me moving forward in my scouting career. So I really think that these mentors are something that needs to be valued and something that needs to be trained on and taught to. So that's a big reason why that I really want to teach this session. So I want you guys to first off do a little bit of reflecting. So originally I played this activity was like this "Hello, my name is," these like stickers that you put up there. But I want you to think of your mentor, right? Think of that person that when you were going and you were in scouts, maybe it was your Elangomat, maybe it was somebody in a lodge officer position, whoever it may be, somebody that was there to help mentor you moving forward. And they actually don't have to be a scouting mentor, right? Like think of that mentor, whoever that was, and in whatever capacity they were moving forward. And I really want you to think of like, how did your mentor make an impact in your life? All right, so think about the ways that they influenced you moving forward. The ways that David Hubbard influenced me is that he made me more of a servant leader. He made me realize what I could do with some potential that I had in this leadership position. He inspired me to want to move forward and do a lot of great things, not only in my lodge, but also in the section, and then later run for national. So think about that mentor, right? Just think for a few minutes. I encourage you, if you do have a pen and paper, just write their name down, write down how did they make an impact in your life. Okay, cool. So let's keep moving, but keep that mentor in mind, whoever that is and whoever helped make an impact in your life. Keep that in mind. Keep that pen and paper right there of those people who are. So the big why, right? Why is retaining and growing members so important, right? What makes growing these members and retaining them so important? And that is the big question that I really want to get answered, right? So why? So what are some ways to keep members retained then, right? So I want to help you guys understand this and figure out what are those ways to keep them to keep members retained, right? But that's not really the question that we're really trying to answer. All right, we're looking to dive a lot deeper than just this, right? Thinking about that mentor, right, that keeps you retained. What fuels your spirit and passion to keep coming back, right? If you can answer those questions and you can answer this question specifically, it'll help you understand, like, what is it that makes you come back to an OA event? Maybe it was your ceremonies, right? Maybe you just had this deep love for being in Elangomat, right? Like, what fuels your spirit and passion to keep coming back? And I encourage you, like I said, just write that down, think about that for a second. What fuels your spirit and passion? If we can answer this question moving forward, then that'll help you understand how you can retain members and be a mentor for yourself. But what are some ways to keep members retained, right? So a few ways that I've come up with and I've seen been used, is your unit leader, unit culture, and unit OA representatives. It's having a strong brotherhood, something that like a band of brothers. Traditions, right? Deep traditions that help show that love for that lodge or that chapter, whatever that ceremony ring that you're always doing. And then spirit, right? Like what is that spirit that you channel and then brings you in? And then finally mentoring, right? Like how does that mentoring keep them retained, right? So dive deeper. Unit leader, unit culture, and unit OA representatives, right? Units embrace the OA and then make it an integral part of the troop program, right? These unit leaders have a phenomenal role in trying to embrace this program and making it part of the troop program and then showing how the OA is, right? Units appoint an active unit OA representative. OA unit reps, they know their role, the lodge trains and they support the unit reps. So this is a position that I've seen used extremely effectively, but not as much, right? I've seen people take this position and then they do amazing with it moving forward, and they really show what the OA is and how it supports the troop. And then I've seen a lodge take phenomenal steps to help train and support these unit reps so they can be better back home to help a part of their troop program. So keep that in mind, right? OA unit reps, right? How do they serve as those mentors in their troop? And then the extended Elangomat program. So this goes beyond the Ordeal Experience, right? This helps keep members retained because this Elangomat is carrying them and helping them through at least to brotherhood, right? It's more of a one-on-one connection. The way that I've seen this work and the way that I think it works the best is when you get an Elangomat and these, right? I think the Elangomat has a unique opportunity to show them that bond that they can make with that clan afterwards, right? And then help them show that this is something important, right? That Elangomat can reach out to them after that ordeal, talk to them about their experience afterwards, after they have done that service and everything and they go back home, and then to really try to help them, to encourage them to get to an event, right? Encourage them to want to come to that next event to get their brotherhood, and then really keep like a one-on-one connection, build a really good relationship with their crew or with their clan about whoever it is moving forward. So for the Extended Elangomat Program, then there's also Brotherhood, right? So Brotherhood Conversion and then getting those bars, right? So an actual brotherhood, a band of brothers, right? So when I think of this, and the reason I put it in here is because I know in my chapter, right? My chapter had this phenomenal, I really think we had a great brotherhood moving forward. And I think having this deep and then this strong, like this brotherhood where you come together maybe at events, but you also come together and maybe you're just playing video games at this time together. Maybe you're just on a Zoom call and you're hanging out, maybe doing a Kahoot or something like that. Staying involved and keeping those guys together, those guys and girls, keeping them staying, and they get that brotherhood, right? So brotherhood is a deep connection that I think is really important to keeping people retained, right? And serves as a good way to mentor people as well. So traditions, right? So traditions, to not screw it a little bit, like they should have a purpose, right? Traditions can encourage membership retention because they show how long this has been going on and how important it is to these people that it's happening. And it shows you that these people have a deep love for how we've done this. And we think this is something that's really important moving forward for us. Then that's how you get those people to want to do it as well, right? They think that that doing this ceremony at this certain place and at this certain time is the right way to do it because we've done it all for a long time. It's because it's a really good thing, right? But it should have a purpose, right? Traditions always should have a purpose. It should not be skewed in any way to do anything else, right? They should be something that is purposeful moving forward. This also helps to evaluate to see if some traditions are having an adverse effect on membership retention, right? So think about maybe there are traditions that aren't so good, maybe back home in your lodge. Like these traditions can be informal and formal, right? These can have some negative effects on member. Look at. And then spirit, right? So spirit is something that we're all about, right? This is that personal passion within each member, right? The origin of that passion is going to vary from person to person, right? And I really think spirit involves motivation, right? Like how do you motivate a team, right? You have to have them with good spirit, right? Good fuel their passion to come back. If somebody doesn't have a deep passion and a deep love and a deep spirit, right, for the OA, then why would they want to come back, right? What is the point in them for wanting to be there, right? So it's very important moving forward to motivate your team to come together, have this deep spirit, like I said, and this goes directly with everything that we do, right? I know the spirit at an else, right? The spirit for the Order of the Arrow, everybody come together, it's truly unmatched, right? And then the spirit at like conclaves and then spirit at your lodge events, right? Keeping that spirit up and keeping people motivated to want to come back and keep that same passion, that love for the organization. So then mentoring, right? So everything comes back to mentoring here, right? And the really thing that I want to push is how are these people able to be mentors? So take your unit OA rep, right? This person is somebody that has came together and they can mentor their youth in their troop to want to be in the Order of the Arrow and be a part of, also serve their troop as well. Being an OA unit rep is a unique position to mentor, right? I know a big mentor I had in my life was also an Elangomat, right? And then being an Elangomat is a great opportunity to mentor people, right? Being in the brotherhood, mentoring them moving forward and mentoring each other on what to do with this deep brotherhood, right? Mentoring them to have a phenomenal and be motivated with their spirit, right? Get them to come back to things. Mentoring creates an atmosphere of fostering leadership, right? Mentoring provides this purpose for older youth. It provides guidance and then inspiration for younger youth, right? True servant leadership. Now, I want you guys to think about that mentor that I told you to think about beforehand, right? That mentor, maybe it all depends on who it was, right? Maybe it was somebody else, but like if you can think of that mentor, and if he was in scouting, right? Maybe it was an older youth like David Hubbard for me, right? This gives that older youth an opportunity to have a purpose when they're working on something, right? That person can be a mentor and not only just come to events and provide insight from before, but help guide and inspire those younger youth moving forward, right? This creates this amazing atmosphere of fostering leadership. That's why I think mentoring is so so important because it really is true servant leadership. How can I serve the younger youth and the generations to come? Right? And maybe you are a younger youth, right? Maybe you are a younger youth that just got in the Order of the Arrow and you're watching this mentoring session and you don't really know much about it, right? But like, it's so important because if you are a young youth, this gives you a phenomenal opportunity to understand when I'm moving forward, how do I go back and how do I mentor my troop, right? Like, how do I go back and how do I show people what fuels my spirit and passion to come to events for the Order of the Arrow? What makes me want to come back? What's the importance of it, right? So mentoring is something that anybody on every single level can do, right? Even advisors, right? I've had phenomenal advisors working at the chapter level, the lodge level, the section level, whatever it is, provide me guidance, inspiration for moving forward. And they've mentored me in so many and helped me in so many ways, right? So a quick little summary, right, is, when you think of how do we get these people, to be these mentors back home, right? You can make an impact in so many different ways. I know that I tried to almost codify, how can you be a mentor in these different roles and everything. But one thing to think about is, maybe I have to take a different approach on being a mentor. Maybe I have to serve as a mentor in another capacity. Maybe I have to just serve as a mentor and helping one youth be a part of. Think about that, right? One small action can change the world, right? Just helping one guy and helping one person, whoever that may be in the unit or whatever, come back to that event. It's very important to make that impact, right? So I really want you guys to think about this. How are you going to make an impact back home in this time where it's so important to get our members mentored and get them to come together? It's very important for us to stay together. But yeah. So I know that there are a lot of questions, but I just want to leave you guys. I will answer some of the questions, but I really just want to make you guys think about that mentor as much as you can, right? It's so important to think about how they help mentor you and think about those positive attributes that they gave you. How they helped you learn, right? And think about how you can help and make that same positive impact on someone else. Okay, so we are going to pull up the questions here. I know I had to keep that quick. All right, Deacon is here. I was really referring to one of my best friends ever, as David Ashley. David Ashley, peer mentor. And I think we help each other back and forth. We have a unique brotherhood bond that came when we both started working as lodge officers together. So he has helped me. He has absolutely mentored me and helped me moving forward, but also being one of my best friends, right? So. Another question, will I have only one mentor for an extended period of time, or can several be contributing to my continual personal development? Yeah, so, I don't think that you can just have, one mentor, right? I think that, having an advisor and then having maybe a lodge officer help mentor you, and this advisor also helps mentor you. I think it's important, right? Like these people who are mentoring you, whether it's one person can make a big impact, right? But multiple can also make an impact as well at the same time, right? And make an even bigger impact. But, that mentor could be anybody, especially like your parents, right? You're like, how do your parents mentor you going back home? So I bet you can think about when you start really thinking about it, who are my mentors, right? I bet you have more than maybe one or more mentor. And it's not bad to have more mentors or only have one mentor, right? Like these people can make a positive impact no matter who they are and no matter how many people. So, all right. Let's see. I got a question from Deacon. Deacon, who was your most impactful mentor that inspired you to get to the place you are today? So my most impactful mentor, the one I was talking about before is David Hubbard, right? David Hubbard led that I admired, right? one way that he motivated me is by setting a phenomenal example of what to do moving forward. He always showed me and showed everybody in the lodge not only like what an airman should be doing, like who they should be moving forward and how they can support in the lodge and everything. So I would say him, David Hubbard. That's especially why I put him in the presentation, because I felt like he was just a phenomenal mentor to me. Yeah. So is it possible that the effects of a mentor won't be seen until a while later? Yeah, absolutely. I think that I didn't realize this, especially when I was in Elangomat. I didn't realize that being in Elangomat, like I didn't know that I was making a big impact on these guys. I didn't realize like how was I helping mentor them, and especially starting to do the extended Elangomat program until somebody told me afterwards, after they got their brotherhood, and it's like, yeah, you really made a good impact on me. So I think that those doing that answers that question, right? Being a mentor, you may not be seen as a mentor. You may not realize that person is a mentor, but they actually are, and they actually are making a really positive impact in your life. What role does the OA Assistant Scoutmaster and Chapter and Lodge Advisor play in building youth mentors? Building youth mentors. So I think the biggest thing that I've seen is, this chapter and this lodge advisor, and I'll use my chapter advisor, for example, Adam Long. Adam provided a phenomenal, foundation for what we should be doing and like how we can support, right? He served as a mentor for me, and then also served as a mentor for us in the chapter, especially older youth, especially on how we can mentor those younger youth, right? He saw that phenomenal opportunity for them to go back and make that big impact. Okay. How can I, as one individual lodge leader, begin to develop a lodge-wide culture that encourages mentorship? Yeah. So this is a unique question. It's how can you make that impact? And I'll tell you this, right? I think being a mentor first and leading by an example, right? I think that if you go back home and then you're in a Elangomat and you make that impact doing that extended Elangomat program, or you strengthen that spirit at those events, or you strengthen your OA unit reps, you make a model, right? You can serve, be an effective mentor, and then teach others how you were that effective mentor, right? Show them what you can do moving forward, right? And don't think that just one person can't make an impact on that lodge. Like I completely believe that David Hubbard made an impact on a lot of people in our lodge, right? I believe that there's a phenomenal opportunity for one person to make an impact on a whole lodge, no matter how big or how small. Okay. What is the best way to stay in contact with new airmen, and then who would I want to engage? So the best way to stay in contact with new airmen, I would say, is just them through, following YPT rules. Talk to them in a sense of a more personal relationship. How do you connect them with things that they enjoy, right? Talk to that new airman, especially about what to look forward to, right? What to look forward to at that next event when they could get that opportunity to get that brotherhood. Or whatever that is that they may be interested in. Maybe they really love the Ordeal Experience and they want to be in Elangomat. Maybe they really want to do a ceremony. Talk about what they really enjoyed about their experience, and then how you can help find them maybe whatever their niche is, or maybe they also enjoy just being in a leadership position, right? Just show them how can you be a better leader back home, and show them all the opportunities of going home and being an OA unit rep. Still serving in the troop, being a chapter officer. Just give them those phenomenal opportunities that the Order of the Arrow provides. Just show them what they are. Let's see, any other questions? Hold up, just trying to make sure. Are there ways you've been a mentor to others in the Order of the Arrow? Yeah, so I think that being an effective mentor, like I said, is leading by an example, right? And then in talking to those, I think that I've helped make a positive impact on especially some in my lodge and everything, on those that I've tried to help mentor moving forward. I've served as an Elangomat 3 different times. I'm passionate about that extended Elangomat program because I think it really works, and especially as a mentoring tool, but also as a tool for retention and growth moving forward in the arrow. So, I think that being a mentor and the example of the Elangomat is the best one that I want to show or that I want to give. But yeah, I mean, there's phenomenal ways to do it. So yeah, let me see. One more question. What advice? Okay, we'll take this as the last question. It's from Deacon. Deacon, what advice do you have to airmen who want to strive to be in the position you are in today? The best advice that I could give you is just, stay passionate about what you're doing. I think a lot of you guys, you may be, you may be serving in some sort of position, whatever that may be already. Don't forget about what position you're in, especially if you're a lodge chief, like a lodge officer, section officer, chapter officer, whatever it is, right? Like that is a phenomenal position to be in, and that is a phenomenal position to make an impact. So don't forget about making that impact, right? Being in the position that I am today is because I believe, like, in my passion for the order, the passion, right? Like, keep doing what you're doing, and staying involved in the organization, and it's mentoring those other generations of youth. All right, it looks like that would be the last one more. Right, one more. Wait. Oh, just Deacon saying thanks. Cool. All right. Well, there are more. There's an opportunity if you guys want to ask me questions. Just email me at 2020vicechief@oa-bsa.org. I know we have another stream that is going to get started here. But yeah, so thank you guys for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Like I said, ask me any more questions, and don't forget to be that mentor back home. Tyler?
Alrighty, thank you, Noah. So now we are going to go to Matthew Tweed with membership activation. And so we're going to have a quick break here, and we'll be back.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name's Matthew Tweeden, and for the last year, I've had the privilege and honor of serving as the SR3 Secretary and Tonkawa Lodge Chief. Today, for Conclave Connected, I look forward to talking to each of you about member activation and the critical role it plays in shaping our lodges. But to talk about active lodge officers, really need to focus on attaining. But not everyone understands what activation is. In its simplest sense, a new member is activated when they attend their first OA event. But if we begin to dig a bit deeper, we see the definition of activation as lodge program, the Ordeal Experience, and personal inspiration, resulting in a newly elected member attending their induct every single elected candidate. But that's not going to do our lodges any good if we don't have those inducted airmen return in service, continue giving back to the OA program, participate in it, and benefit from everything that the program has to offer. And these numbers on the screen are precisely why this metric matters so much. And half of the airmen who go through their ordeal, who were actually participating in our program, they're not even going to a second event. And our lodges cannot be successful if we are not able to engage with those airmen, to give them a reason to keep coming back, offering meaningful experiences and enjoyable fellowship. We look at the period of time following an airman's induction to activate airmen. But activating airmen starts long before the induction. In fact, to take a look at the whole membership journey to understand every aspect of activation. Many of you may have seen this model of the membership journey, starting with awareness and concluding with renewal. Awareness is the very first experience of the Order of the Arrow, and renewal marks your true commitment and dedication to the program. But it's not a simple step from the beginning to the end. It is a long-term process that focuses on character development, meaningful experiences, and creating shared memories. So let's take a look at each and every one of these individual steps, starting off with awareness. Awareness is defined as the point at which a non-member first becomes aware of the Order of the Arrow. More often than not, you will have experienced the OA prior to being inducted into the OA. This often occurs through in front of others, wearing this sash, giving back to their council, helping provide the scouting program rather than just receiving it. The Order of the Arrow builds leaders, people who Noah described as mentors, provide an example to others. And that's when we start to begin to see what the Order of the Arrow is. Maybe you're a new member of your honor society is integral to the success of our organization. We need to remember at the end of the day that the Order of the Arrow is an honor. Your selection to join our brotherhood, your fellow members of your unit have in you the leadership that you demonstrated, the friendship that you've shown to others. And in recognizing that, we are able to acknowledge that performance, that willingness to serve others, to go above and beyond with a public recognition, which is why the call-out ceremony is such an important part. While again, this is not a required aspect of the induction process, it is recommended that candidates for the Order of the Arrow have a bit of recognition council level through executives, through commissioners, through our district and council experience brings to the table. I know I do, and I am confident that you very well may remember your call out. The feeling of being recognized before your peers, the fact that they chose you for that honor, it's a feeling like no other. And being recognized as a candidate for the Order of the Arrow is such a significant moment in someone's induction process before they've even become an airman. High quality call outs is quality program being offered at every step of this. A very first step to building activation. It is a long-term bringing members back into the lodge program. Importantly, this is another opportunity to continue communicating about the Order of the Arrow. When we stand up in front of a room of unit members, everyone is going to do. It's recognition you have already been noted worthy of, and you've begun that process of your induction. So this is a great moment to capture that attention. And again, leadership skills that the Order of the Arrow helps to build, the spirit of service that it instills in our members. It's important to maintain several forms of contact with candidates after the call out. This can be through social media with candidates in order to help get returning to the program. And airmen will only be interested in returning to the program if they feel as though there's something that it offers them. I'm sure we all do genuinely enjoy giving back to our council camps. However, in the eyes of a new member, if all the Order of the Arrow is a service organization, nothing more, nothing less, they might not necessarily be interested. They might have more appeal seen towards camping with their troop, which of course is an integral thing that the Order of the Arrow supports. But they won't realize the way that the OA supports that program in the long term by developing their skills as a leader, developing their scope, their view of what scouting is, and enabling them to bring programs until that fall. Well, you're going to go 3-4 months forgetting everything that you experienced. The moment will be lost on you. You remember that special feeling you had when you returned home from your ordeal, your shiny white sash first time. Perspectives they bring, and expanding my view of what the scouting community is. Having events local to you are a great way to do this. It gives an opportunity to build friends that you might then meet at a district-wide, or you might see at other local community scouting events such as